Salut, bonjour, and welcome back to JustDisc. Today we are looking at the best disc golf putters of 2021, and really the best disc golf putters over the last few years. This information was kindly provided by InfiniteDisc.com, and is based on three important factors. The first is how well people like the disc, so in other words, reviews. The second factor is the amount of them sold this year, and the third is the ability for all skill levels to use them. Just as a quick reminder, the order of these putters has no significance whatsoever. Therefore, the number one does not necessarily mean that it's the best putter. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the best disc golf putters of 2021. Starting off our list is the Infinite Disc Alpaca, a recently released disc, and it's quickly gaining popularity. It has a speed of 3, a glide of 3, a turn of 0, and a fade of 1. So it's a stable, beadless putter, very similar to a P2 or an Aviar as many would describe, very similar in terms of flight, shape, and feel, and it has that consistent slight fade back to the target like a lot of putters in this list. Some have even joked that it's like a P2 in disguise, so if you don't like the P2, stay away from the Alpaca. Due to its similarities, it does have a deeper rim, which just allows for more lofted putts and approach shots. And in general, a lot of players do like it for throwing off the tee due to its great glide and stability, but it definitely shines as a main putter. Moving on to our next putter on the list, the Discraft Fierce. Now the Fierce is Paige Pierce's new signature putter model that came out not too long ago. It has a speed of 3, a glide of 4, so definitely wants to hang in the air, a turn of -2, and a fade of 0. So right away, it's a beadless, understable putter with excellent glide and a grippy plastic feel. A lot of people mention that it's great for those long distance putts due to the added turn, so beginners can definitely take advantage of this disc, and it can be used for turnover shots if you're careful. It can get turned over a little too much because of that -2, but again, beginners are not going to really struggle with that. So it's a great beginner disc, making learning the game a lot easier, and a lot of reviewers have mentioned that it is similar resemblance to the Dynamic Disc Deputy in flight, shape, and feel. All in all, it's a great putter, whether you're experienced or not. Anyone can benefit from this disc. The next putter on our list is the Discmania P2. It has a speed of 2, a glide of 3, a turn of 0, and a fade of 1. So the P2 is a straight flying putter that was designed specifically for the pros, but really all skill levels can benefit. It strikes a very similar resemblance to the Aviar, except it is a bit taller, but it's very identical in terms of feel and flight. Now, if you didn't know, Discmania has now begun manufacturing their own discs, and some people are saying that the new P2s are just a little less stable than the originals, whether that's good or bad. It comes in a variety of different plastics, but the P-line is definitely the favorite of many. It's good for fairly long approach shots, but it really is mainly used for putting, and it's one of the most popular putters you can buy since it's really proven itself throughout the years. Moving on to our next putter, the Dynamic Disc Judge. It has a speed of 2, a glide of 4, a turn of 0, and a fade of 1. So it's a stable, beaded putter with a flat top and an ultra straight flight path, and that's pretty much what people love about this disc. Its rim width is actually pretty shallow compared to others, which some say help them release the disc more cleanly. Now, because of its bead, it's a very good driving putter since it adds a good level of stability to the disc, and the forward glide really helps keep it in the air. The bead also helps the disc catch the ground a bit better on approach shots. It's Dynamic Disc's best-selling disc and pretty much one of the best beaded putters on the market. It's just one of those discs that you either love the feel or hate the feel, so it's really player dependent. All in all, an excellent putter. Our next best disc golf putter is the Gateway Wizard. It has a speed of 2, a glide of 3, a turn of 0, and a fade of 2. So it's a beaded putter that's considered more overstable because of its fade of 2. So it's great for putting, but more particularly spin putting, and it really shines for approach shots and some off the tee drives due to that overstability. It just provides a little bit more trust when throwing it a little bit harder. It's been on the market for a very long time and has really established itself as one of the best putters you can buy, and it comes in a dozen different plastics, and a lot of disc golfers love this because they can get different levels of firmness to suit their game. From reading reviews, most love it for off the tee because of that little added overstability, and some have said that the Fade of 2 can make putting a little bit further out, maybe circle 2, a little bit more difficult since it fades out early, but that may not be a problem for everyone, especially someone who is a little bit more skilled. It's the most popular disc from Gateway and the most popular putter sold on InfiniteDisc.com, so that's definitely saying something. Now, we've never tried one ourselves, but we're definitely planning on it. Now moving on to the next best disc golf putter, the Innova Aviar. It has a speed of 2, a glide of 3, a turn of 0, and a fade of 1. So it's best described as being a stable, beadless putter that flies pretty straight with a very subtle fade finish. It has a pretty deep rim, very similar to the P2, which can sometimes feel a bit odd or old school for some, but its performance over the years is unquestioned. It's really the putter that started it all, and a mold that other disc manufacturers have copied or altered in some way. So many different molds and plastic variations have been made of this disc due to its immense success, but the KC Pro mold has definitely remained its most popular. It's really been my go-to putter ever since I started playing disc golf, and I've never switched. And considering putting is the best part of my game after all of these years, I think that definitely says something about this disc. It's a disc that's good for putting and approach shots, but it really does shine for strictly putting, and this is because Innova has made better approach molds that can withstand the increased speed for throwing off the tee. All in all, an excellent disc. And now for the last best disc golf putter of 2021, a disc that hasn't been on the market that long, the Discraft Luna. It has a speed of 3, a glide of 3, a turn of 0, and a fade of 3. So it's a more overstable, beadless putt and approach disc that was made specifically for Paul Macbeth. Its rim depth is a bit more shallow than the P2 or the Aviar, which some players prefer. It works great as a low glide, beadless putter for players who putt with a lot of confidence, but it definitely shines once again for approach shots due to its fade of 3. In other words, you really don't have to worry about turning this disc over too much. Now, with its speed of 3 and fade of 3, this putter requires more power and confidence to use, but a lot of players who have tried this disc have stated that it doesn't have as strong of a fade as the flight rating suggests. Either way, it's great for sustaining slight hyzer putts into the basket if that's your style of putting, and many have said that it can take a decent amount of power off the tee and hold some pretty nice lines. It's definitely a disc everyone can use, but it's more suited for experienced players. Well, there you have it. Those are the best disc golf putters for 2021. We're definitely wondering what you think of this list and if you bag any of these putters yourself, or maybe you don't have one yet and are looking to pick one up. If so, be sure to check out the links in the video description to InfiniteDisc.com. Thank you so much for watching this video and for being a part of the JustDisc community. We truly hope you learned something today. So if you enjoyed your experience, you know exactly what to do. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Merci beaucoup et à bientôt.